The wealthiest people in any society, in any generation, have been those that controlled the dominant cutting edge technology that enabled productivity growth, right? And so we've seen Bill Gates, the Elon Musk, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world, the Jeff Bezoses. They took advantage of the internet digital revolution. We've seen Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, Henry Ford. They took advantage of the manufacturing revolutions of the time, right? Steel industry. Well, what's next? Artificial intelligence is going to put a lot of people out of jobs. It's going to enable massive productivity. It's going to change everything, right? And it's in the early stages. Now, the problem right now is that not all assets that control the AI technology are early stage. In fact, most aren't. So what we can do here is dive through the news, try to pick up some of these assets that are still in the early stages. So let's dive through right now. First up, not just NVIDIA. These are the other big winners in the AI chip business. So what is NVIDIA? Why is it catching everyone by storm? Why does the chart look like this? This is the all-time chart for NVIDIA. Obviously, we don't chase pumping charts. We find the assets that have charts that look terrible, not ones breaking out parabolic to an all-time high, right? That's what we call late stages. The market cap on NVIDIA is about to hit $1 trillion. Now, what is so special about NVIDIA? It provides the chips that enable the computing power to make artificial intelligence possible. So it's the infrastructure, the computing infrastructure that's going to enable artificial intelligence. Extremely valuable. But is it the only infrastructure asset doing this? Absolutely not. So let's dive through some of these other assets and other assets tied down to the future of artificial intelligence. We have advanced micro devices. AMD manufactures high performance computing and graphics solutions that are utilized in AI applications. They've developed specific GPUs and CPUs that are optimized for machine learning and AI workloads. And they are the second most popular choice of GPUs for domestic users. Super expensive, big stock, doing well. So not one to chase either, but keeping you posted in case these do come on sale at some point. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, TSM, is the world's largest dedicated independent pure play semiconductor foundry. As a foundry, they produce chips for various companies, many of which are involved in AI. Obviously, the island of Taiwan is a controversial place right now. So I don't know if you want to be putting your capital there, but again, keeping you posted. Micron Technology, right? Some of the lesser knowns. Micron Technology is a global leader in the semiconductor industry. They manufacture a broad range of memory and storage products, which are crucial components for AI machine learning systems that require quick and efficient data processing. Then you have Meta, obviously late stage as well, but a powerful platform, right? Social media is massive. They pretty much own it. And so let's see what is going on with Meta. Previously known as Facebook, Meta is one of the favorites among investors, shifting focus from the metaverse to AI, yielding results from Mark Zuckerberg's company, which in addition to implementing solutions in its traditional business model, has also published significant open source contributions, including a large language model, or LLM, is an AI model trained on a large amount of text data and is able to generate human-like responses to different text prompts. This simulates a conversation using natural language. Llama is a highly popular LLM among AI users and developers. Very interesting. Obviously, Meta is not early stage by any stretch of the imagination, but its market cap is $671 billion. And if it takes advantage of the AI revolution, then it could easily get to $1 trillion market cap, similar to NVIDIA. Then obviously we have Microsoft, one of the biggest mega cap companies out there, probably not going to get life-changing returns. The market cap is already $2 trillion. So if this were to 10x, it would be worth the GDP of the United States of America, which is over $20 trillion, right? So what would you rather own? The United States of America and all the cash flows within it, or Microsoft? That's how big these assets are getting. Massive. The earlier stage, smaller market cap stuff are the assets that way outperform everything else. But again, got to stay on top of everything and understand what's going on in this space, especially the big companies that can put the smaller stuff out of business. Bill Gates' company is renowned for being the creators of Windows and the Xbox gaming console, but now it is gaining ground for being the godfather of OpenAI, the company that developed LLM GPT-4 and ChatGPT, the chatbot that brought AI into the media spotlight. This is a massive, 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 massive asset. Obviously, everyone knows ChatGPT. and they're integrating it into the rest of their products. OpenAI is valued at $29 billion, and Microsoft alone has invested $13 billion. The decision to incorporate GPT-4 into their Edge browser, Bing search engine, as well as using Bing as the default search engine for ChatGPT, has been a catalyst for the tech giant's price. So far in 2023, Microsoft has risen nearly 40%, offsetting the losses from the previous year. And then you have Alphabet, Google, another massive tech name, but the market cap of Google is lower at this point than Microsoft, a $1.6 trillion asset. Again, too big probably to invest, but we have to know what the big tech names are doing, because investing in small tech can be dangerous, especially with these big whales floating around. Alphabet, the parent company of Google, is heavily invested in AI. They've developed tensor processing units, which are custom-developed application-specific integrated circuits used to accelerate machine learning workloads. They are also the developers of TensorFlow, an open-source AI library, and offer cloud-based AI services. In the realm of software, the company has been much more active. The launch of Bard with its improving Palm 2 has been a success, positioning it as a direct competitor to ChatGPT. With the release of LLM models tailored to customers' needs, has generated a positive response among its investors, unlike what happened when the company presented its first chatbot and it started hallucinating. We have these big tech names, behemoths, with a head start in this space, but there are going to be these startups that change everything. And that is the mission: buying the early stage assets when they're still in the early stages. And yes, there are plenty of them. So let's continue diving through these assets, starting from the big picture, going to the smaller, earlier stage assets. Meanwhile, Adobe on March 21 unveiled generative artificial intelligence services for creative professionals and marketers. They include Adobe Firefly, a new family of creative generative AI models focused initially on image generation and text effects. Again, lots of these big tech companies are figuring out ways of incorporating AI into the models. The goal is to find the ones that have real use cases. Adobe's market cap is $190 billion, right? About 5 times less than the market cap of NVIDIA. So potentially more upside if they can capitalize on that. Software maker Atlassian announced Atlassian Intelligence at a recent user conference. It embeds OpenAI and large language model technology as a foundational element across all the company's cloud products, right? Now, remember, in a massive technological boom, any asset tied to this technology skyrockets because there's just so much capital being dumped into the space. Anything that is linked to it gets funding, the stock goes up, right? And so Atlassian core market cap $42 billion. We're going to have to dive deeper into some of these to really understand them. But in the meantime, Bank of America upgraded Palantir to buy, citing its AI prowess. But some analysts aren't sure Palantir will capitalize on the AI opportunity. Palantir has a market cap of $28.9 billion. Palantir Technology is a public American company that specializes in big data analytics. Palantir Gotham is used by counterterrorism analysts at offices in the United States intelligence community and United States Department of Defense. So interesting connections for this asset. Meanwhile, Snowflake and startups such as Databricks aim to shake up the database market with lightning-fast analysis of unstructured data gathered from sensors. One example would be streaming video. Data is the new oil, right? And so a lot of these assets who can capitalize and use data optimally, like Snowflake in theory, will do well as well. Snowflake market cap of $48 billion. Now remember, a lot of these assets are on sale right now. That's the beauty of this economic stagflation depression we are currently in. Artificial intelligence stocks to watch include information technology services firms such as IBM, Accenture, and EPAM Systems. Not every effort succeeds. IBM sold off Watson Health, the private equity firm, Francisco Partners, amid the rise of generative AI. IBM aims to rebound with Watson Code Assistant. Meanwhile, IBM continues to acquire artificial intelligence companies, including Databand.ai, Turbonomic, ReQTA, MyInvenio, and WDG Automation. Also, Accenture also has been a big buyer of AI startups. So Accenture is a consulting firm. Their market cap is $191 billion, a little high, a little pricey, right? Too much a bit. IBM, old school, trying to invest in the new technology of AI, has a market cap of $117 billion. So there's some value here, but let's find the really early stage stuff. This is where it gets exciting. AI cryptocurrencies jump after NVIDIA reports booming artificial intelligence demand. So you do have this early stage technology that's been completely beaten down, that has price action correlated to the rest of the AI boom, like NVIDIA, but is way more early stage and undiscovered. For example, Fetch.ai is dedicated to building infrastructure for smart autonomous services in supply chain, finance, travel, and more. Cortex aims to be the first decentralized world computer capable of running AI and AI-powered dApps on the blockchain, decentralized applications on the blockchain. So what this software does, and what people don't realize about crypto, is it's just software that you can own, right? It can be adopted, it can be used, and you can own a share, a piece of the software instead of going through Wall Street and owning a security that's managed through the financial markets. You can actually own the software directly. That's what crypto is. You have Fetch AI. You also have decentralized competitors to NVIDIA, like Flux. What is Flux? You have decentralized cloud computing infrastructure. That is what the Flux token is. WordPress now runs on Flux Cloud. WordPress websites build on Web 3.0 today. Flux Cloud is a people-powered network to help you build decentralized applications with increased flexibility, scalability, censorship, persistence. There's adoption of this asset. There's over 2,000 applications building on top of this cloud. This is a proof of work asset, just like Bitcoin. But the beauty of this is there's actually useful work involved in getting the asset, right? If cloud computing resources are provided, then the provider of those cloud computing resources, which is one of the most valuable resources on the planet, which is why NVIDIA is so expensive, because it provides cloud computing architecture, just like Flux. The providers of that useful work get paid. So there's an economy around it. There's a fixed supply, just like Bitcoin. It halves every 3 years, meaning less comes online. And so over time, as demand picks up for revolutionary decentralized cloud computing infrastructure, the token gets scarcer. So this is just one asset. It's a competitor to NVIDIA. It's being adopted. Incredibly exciting because it's capitalizing on the decentralized cloud computing, brand new technology. Now, what is decentralized cloud computing? It is distributed computing power across thousands of computers all around the world that provide cloud computing infrastructure way cheaper than everything else. This chart shows how cheap Flux is compared to Amazon, compared to big tech, right? The decentralization of technology is what blockchain technology provides, and it is extremely valuable because it is cheaper and also extremely secure using cryptography. So this is just one asset. You also have other infrastructure assets that store data, like Filecoin, like Arweave. We're going to have to dive into it, but in the meantime, that is your artificial intelligence news of the week. Lots to cover. This discussion is for informational purposes only. Please consult a certified financial planner when making any decisions about investing. And do your own research before making any decisions. Investments are risky, and you can lose lots of money in them.